One of the questions that comes in fairly often is, how do I use my Groundhogg booking calendar to get people to book some time with me based on my availability, and how do I send them a link to do that? So this is the way I do it, and we're going to go straight into the system and show you how this works. Once you're logged into WordPress, simply go down to the calendars area, which is here. Click on that, and then you'll see a list of tabs across the top where you can set up your particular calendar. Now, I've already done this for my calendar, so I'm just going to go through and give you some of the ideas on how I set this up. Under the view area, you'll see that you can actually book time with certain people in your system. So if you wanted to book them directly in Groundhogg, you can do that. But I prefer to let them book their own time, and that's what we're going to be talking about here. So if you go over to settings, this is an interesting area where you can set up the descriptions. In this case, it's just a simply 1 hour consult, and then you can write notes. And this is where your appointment settings come in. So you can show in a 12-hour format what is the length of the appointment, and then a buffer time is how much time you allow in between appointments. I like to leave 15 minutes in case the appointment time goes over, and that way I don't have people waiting for me who have booked back-to-back appointments. I also show 2 availability times per day, and then there's a success message that happens when people actually book the time. And I don't write long detailed things. I find that long messages tend to get overlooked, so I like to be fairly efficient. And then one of the most important things is, how do you sync with your Google calendars? And in this particular case, I have chosen a few different calendars based on the calendars that I book my availability based on things that I do in the office and other things. So for example, this is my company calendar, so anything that gets booked in there that I'm involved with, I don't want to have people book during those times. I also have my personal calendar, and then I also have a calendar for training. And the reason why it says click on event to view details is because that's what shows up in the calendar online when it shows events. So these are taken into consideration when my availability shows in the link that we'll eventually create. Next is my availability, and this is quite much more versatile than it used to be, and the most recent version of the calendar is really good. So I can say, well, Monday between 10 and 12, I'm available most Mondays at that time. And of course, if I'm taking the day off, I can book my time out in Google Calendar and it will reconcile. But I can also add another time, so I can click the little plus and then I say also I'm available Monday, say from 2 p.m. to whatever. And so on and so forth. So Tuesday 1:30 to 3, Tuesdays 10 to 4. That doesn't make sense. That should be actually 3 to 4, and just update your availability. So you can do that multiple times per each day, and so on and so forth. Then under emails section, there are automated emails that go out, and you can edit those if you need to. I've done small edits to them. Again, very efficient. Just keep them the way they are will be good enough. And then you can actually send out reminders, say 1 hour before the appointment, and you can edit that email. So the customer who books the appointment, or the client that books the appointment, will receive an email an hour before their appointment or a day before, and you can set up more than one. And then there's the admin notification area where you get notified. I don't actually notify myself because it fills up my inbox. I just look at my Google Calendar for the day or for the week, and that tells me what I need to be doing. I can also send myself SMS messages or send SMS messages to the client. And then over here under appointments is appointments that are already booked or appointments that have passed. So that's pretty much it. It's fairly simple to set up. The syncing with Google Calendar is a bit of a process, but again, there's a video on how to do that, so I'm not going to go through that in detail. Once you're done with your calendar, you can actually go back to the calendars area and you can see that I have 3 different ones. I have 15-minute consults and then intercompany meetings. And this one is called Paul's Booking Calendar. And then all I need to do is I can take that short code and then put it on a web page. So I built this one prior and I've been using it for quite a while and people seem to like it. And all I have to do is paste the short code somewhere in the page that makes the most sense, write a little description over here about the things that we'll talk about, because people book meetings for all kinds of reasons. And because it's my private booking calendar, I wanted to at least give a cross section of the things that we will be talking about, because in my consults, I do a lot of sales, marketing, fulfillment, marketing automation, digital marketing, consulting, and just give people an overview of the things that they're booking some time for. And then if you preview that, you'll see what it looks like. So it just basically says, book an online meeting with Paul Toby. What will we talk about? These things. And then down here on the calendar, as they click the dates, they can see your availability. And then when I'm done setting up my calendar and I like the way it looks on the web page, all I have to do is grab the URL from that page and put it in my automated messages or in my Gmail. One of the things I like to do in Gmail is, if I'm working and with a consulting client, for example, Higgins Event Rentals is one of my clients, and I go, okay, regarding upcoming meeting. Hi, John. Here's a link to book some time with me as discussed. And then all I have to do is go down to the templates area and insert book meeting with Paul Toby. So I've pre-saved that booking link, and it just displays in the email just like that. So it says, to book a meeting with me, use this booking link, which displays in your time zone. A lot of times people are confused because I have consulting clients across the country. They're confused at what time they should be booking. If they book at 3, does that mean it's 6 o'clock my time? So basically, just be as clear as possible with your booking link. And I just put, it displays in your time zone. And then I just also add my signature and send. And that's as concise as I can make it, I think. If you have any questions about the booking calendar and actually how it works, I use it a lot and it's really good. If I look at my current calendar, it displays in there as the appointments come in. And you can go down, and on the left-hand side, it shows you all the different calendars that I can display. And in this particular case, it's Paul's booking calendar here, so I can turn it on, turn it off, and those are the meetings that are booked automatically through the system. Thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great day.